Hey guys, it's Phyrra, and today I've got a review for you of the Urban Decay Wende's Contraband palette. I did this review in swatches, different than I've ever done it before, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you how I swatched it. Let me show you the palette first. It's got 6 shades, so it's perfect for travel. It's got 2 purples, 2 browns, a rose gold, and a teal. How I swatched this was I used 6 of these bdellium tools 777 brushes. So it's got like it's a normal lid brush. I didn't use primer, I did use tape. So the swatches that you see up here, over here, one of these 2 places will be swatched without primer using this brush to make the swatch. Now I absolutely do not recommend wearing eyeshadow without primer, especially if you have oily hooded eyes like I do, because your eyeshadow will disappear and rub away to nothing. So that's why I wear primer. But like I said, the palette comes with 6 colors. It also comes with a 0 pencil, which, you know, I will never use, but some of you might use. The first color we have is Deep End, which is a pretty teal blue. I really like this color. I actually shattered my Deep End single, so I'm happy to have a replacement for it. The color payoff in this was pretty good. The next color that we have is Trick. And Trick is like a rose gold, so it's sort of like a metallic pinky orange type of color. And this was originally from the Naked 3 palette. However, the one that's in this palette is lacking the micro glitter. So it's a very similar color, but it's not the exact color. It almost feels like a grown-up version of Trick. And it was really pretty. Then we have Smog. Smog is like a bronzy, coppery shade with like gold, a little bit like a hint of gold to it. And while it's a really pretty color, especially for a brown, it's in so many palettes, I don't think I'll ever run out. However, this is one of those colors that looks really cool over a black base, so you could use like the 24/7 Pencil Zero, put that on your lid, and then basically apply Smog on top, blending it upwards, and end up with like a really cool looking brown, black, smoky eye type thing. Then there's Rain. Rain is a warm brown, like satin shade. It's not a favorite of mine. It's from one of the Vice palettes. I want to say it's from Vice 3. It's Vice 2 or 3, something like that. Those 4 colors are really good. Now on to the 2 disappointing colors in the palette. Next we have Flash, and this is the most sheer version of Flash that I've ever tried. Flash in general, which is a pretty iridescent purple, it takes a little bit to build up, but it's still really, really pretty color. It's a duochrome. The Flash in this palette, not so good. It was really, really disappointing. And then the last color we have is Tornado, which is like a deep, like it's like a deep purple. The one in this palette is just, it's really dusty. I don't know, like the color looks really muted, and I don't know. The 2 purples in here were so disappointing. They were not the typical Urban Decay eyeshadow formula that I love, like that you normally find in like the singles. So yeah, I don't know what the hell happened with the purples, but the purples were very disappointing. So this palette, I bought this palette because I want to support Urban Decay making more colorful palettes. I figured I should put my money where my mouth is, so I bought it because it had a teal and 2 purples. If you're buying it just for the purples, skip it, because you will be very disappointed with the color payoff in these 2 purples. You're better off just buying the individual eyeshadow singles. If you're buying it for the browns, the rose gold, and the teal, I think you'll be happy because they're all pretty good. I like that it's extremely lightweight. To give you like a size comparison, here's the palette against the Naked Basics palette in size. So the Naked Basics palette is much smaller. It also has 6 full-size shades. These aren't full-size. They're a little bit less than full-size. So I would definitely, if I was going to travel, take both of these because I need the matte shades that are in here to work with the colors in here. So the theme for this palette is that these are Wendy's 6 favorite colors, which is probably why you see Smog again. Like I mentioned before, I feel like I have it in so many different palettes. And I like the idea that we have her favorite colors here to work with, but I really feel like the 2 purples just don't live up to the normal quality of the rest of the colors that you see from Urban Decay, the rest of the eyeshadows. But, you know, despite that fact, I'm not going to return the palette. I'm going to keep it. I love the packaging. I think it's really pretty. I love the fact that, yay, some color. It's not a neutral palette, so that's really awesome. So the eyeshadows in this palette are 0.03 ounces each. A typical full-size Urban Decay eyeshadow is 0.05 ounces each. The palette is $34. It's available from Sephora, so if you have VIP Rouge, you can go ahead and pick it up now, but I'm sure it'll be available to everyone soon. Ultimately, if you're asking my opinion, which I guess you are because you're at my channel, I would say that this is an okay palette to have. I would skip it if you're just buying it for the purples because you're going to be super disappointed with how those colors perform. If you are into the other colors, you'll probably really like it. If you want to buy it to tell Urban Decay, yes, please make more color, you know, that might be a good reason too. It's entirely up to you. Like I said, I'm not going to return the palette even though I am disappointed with the purples because I do like the other colors in the palette. Well, I like 3 of the other colors in the palette. Sephora's site does say that this is limited edition, so I don't know how long it's going to be around. Urban Decay also released 4 new moondust shades. I have these reviewed at my blog, so go visit my blog if you want to see these. I'm wearing the color Interstellar on my eyes right now and absolutely love it. So anyway, let me know what you think of the Urban Decay Wendy's Contraband palette. Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think of the packaging? Be sure to tell me in the comments below, and if you haven't already, be sure you subscribe to my channel. I make new videos on Tuesdays and Fridays and sometimes in between. Thanks so much for watching.